20% of the league are free agents. Like, everyone timed their contracts. Everybody signed one-year deals, and everyone timed their contracts to coincide with this new CBA. So literally, there's not even really any teams. There's only like 20% of the league.
Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing and take a second to process what was just confirmed on national television. For weeks, we've been covering the WNBA collective bargaining chaos, the tension, the infighting, the accusations of greed. But then Ramona Shelburne went on a Rich Eisen show and dropped a bombshell that exposed just how unstable things really are behind the scenes. According to discussion, this isn't just a routine labor dispute anymore. It's a full-blown standoff. An astonishing percentage of WNBA players are currently without contracts after a coordinated wave of one-year deals expire at the same time, a strategy reportedly encouraged by the Players Association. The idea was simple: bet on rising revenues, especially with the surge of attention surrounding Caitlin Clark, and enter negotiations united for maximum leverage. But financial chicken only works if someone eventually backs down, and right now neither side is budging. The consequences are enormous. Two expansion franchises in Toronto and Portland are preparing to enter the league, yet roster building is effectively frozen because there's no finalized collective bargaining agreement to define salaries, cap space, or contract structures. Even the release of the regular season schedule, including a high-profile matchup like the Indiana Fever versus the New York Liberty, has been interpreted by some observers not as reassurance, but as a signal of urgency. Without a new agreement in place, the league's entire operational framework remains in limbo, turning what should be a celebration of growth into one of the most precarious moments in the WNBA's history.
We're getting close here, Rich. I mean, I thought it was interesting the league put out a schedule, because one of the pressure points I had been hearing was literally arena dates. You know how this goes. Like, if you don't have your dates on the schedule, they give them away to some concert. They give them away to some circus that comes to town, or they give them away to anybody else who wants to use the arena. Arenas cannot have open dates. And if you want those open dates, you gotta lock those in. So the league went forward with the idea of let's do the schedule, even though we don't even know who's on what team. And I thought that was a blink.
Did you hear that? The WNBA reportedly felt pressure to release a schedule even as roster situations and labor negotiations remain unresolved, simply to secure arena dates and avoid losing bookings to other large touring events. For a league that features stars like Caitlin Clark, Aya Wilson, and Sabrina Ionescu, the optics are jarring. Ongoing collective bargaining tensions have created uncertainty about contracts and revenue sharing, and that uncertainty has reportedly forced league officials to act quickly to protect scheduling logistics. Critics argue the players' union is pushing for a significantly larger share of league revenue, with leaders such as Breanna Stewart and Nneka Ogwumike advocating for stronger financial terms, while owners counter that the league's long-term profitability challenges limit what is currently sustainable. The comparison some draw to the National Basketball Association highlights the tension. Players want compensation and benefits that reflect major league status, but the business realities of a WNBA remain very different. During the discussion, veteran broadcaster Rich Eisen pointed out that beneath all the rhetoric and frustration, the core issue is whether the league can translate its recent surge in visibility into lasting financial stability, because that, more than anything else, will determine how the standoff ultimately ends.
I don't mean to be flippant, but again, there's a golden goose that's getting more valuable here. And, and stars, I mean, Juju Watkins is going to be healthy. Like, this is rubber meeting the road here.
This is the moment where everything comes to a head. On the Rich Eisen show, Rich Eisen asterisk framed the situation bluntly. The league's current surge in attention is closely tied to the arrival of Caitlin Clark, whose impact on ratings, attendance, and national visibility has been undeniable. The concern some observers are raising is that prolonged labor tension could stall that momentum at a critical time. Casual sports fans often follow star players more than leagues, and if negotiations between the WNBA and the WNBPA drag into the season, the risk is that new viewers simply shift their attention elsewhere. That is a larger anxiety hovering over the current collective bargaining standoff. Not just revenue splits, but timing. Reports suggest that a significant number of players structured recent contracts to align with the current negotiation window, increasing the pressure on both sides to reach a new agreement quickly. At the same time, the league is facing a packed calendar. expansion planning, the draft, free agency, salary cap determinations, and training camps all hinge on a finalized deal. League leadership, including Adam Silver, the National Basketball Association, is undoubtedly aware of the financial and broadcast implications, especially with major media partners such as the Walt Disney Company, Amazon, and NBC involved in future coverage. From the players' side, union leaders including Nneka Agwemike and Breanna Stewart have argued that rising revenues and visibility justifies stronger long-term compensation structures and improved benefits. From the owner's perspective, sustainability and profitability remain central concerns. The tension reflects a classic labor negotiation dynamic, players pushing to capitalize on growth and management emphasizing financial stability. What makes this moment uniquely sensitive is the league's expanding footprint and heightened public attention. If a deal comes together soon, the WNBA can convert this spotlight into lasting stability. If not, the uncertainty could disrupt what many view as one of the most pivotal stretches in the league's history.